African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 2nd of May, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces defeated concentrations of manpower and equipment of a heavy mechanized, 3 mechanized, 2 airborne assault and Jaeger brigades, an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 4 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Kherson, Pisarevka, Varakino, Besilovka, and Sadki in Sumy Oblast that the Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 155 servicemen, 2 tanks, 2 armored combat vehicles, 2 cars, and 10 field artillery guns. An ammunition depot and 2 electronic warfare stations were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated formations of 2 mechanized assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Kupiansk, Moskovka in the Kharkiv region, Karpovka, Kirovsk, and Yampol in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian armed forces lost over 240 servicemen, 2 tanks, 12 vehicles, and 6 artillery pieces, including 4 produced by NATO countries. 4 electronic warfare stations and 5 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces actively liberated the settlements of Petrovskoye and Alexeivka of the Donetsk People's Republic. Defeat was inflicted on the formations of the heavy mechanized, mountain assault, airborne assault, ranger brigades, the Unmanned Systems Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Stepanovka, Krasnoarmeysk, Dmitrov, Grodovka, Novonikolayevka, Novopavlovka of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Novopodgorodnoye of the Dnipropetrovsk region. That the enemy's losses amounted to 500 servicemen, 5 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 4 cars, and 6 artillery pieces. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Zaporizhia, Shevchenko, Komar of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Guliapol of the Zaporizhia region. That the Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 205 servicemen, 3 armored combat vehicles, 5 cars, 4 field artillery guns, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnepr Group of Forces defeated formations of a mechanized brigade, 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Dudcheny, Zmaevka, Ponytovka, Tyajinka, and Antonovka in the Kherson region. That up to 90 military personnel, 11 vehicles, 3 artillery pieces, 2 electronic warfare stations, an ammunition depot, and an Israeli-made Rada RPS-42 counter-battery radar station were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian armed forces groups have damaged ammunition depots, workshops for the production of unmanned aerial vehicles, storage sites for unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned boats, as well as temporary deployment points for units of the Ukrainian armed forces and foreign mercenaries in 152 districts. Air defense systems shot down 2 JDAM guided aerial bombs and a U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rocket system, as well as 260 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles, including 62 outside the Special Military Operations Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, the following have been destroyed: 663 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 63,105 unmanned aerial vehicles, 611 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,874 tanks, and other armored combat vehicles, 1,572 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 26,088 field artillery pieces and mortars, 36,763 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.